Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melly Gonzalez, and if you are new, welcome. I wanted to give you guys a huge warm welcome to my how-to series. A lot of you guys might be sitting at home and thinking to yourself, Melly, what the heck is a how-to series? And I am about to tell you. From now till the end of February, every time I upload a video, it's going to be a how-to video. So basically from now to the end of February, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do different things. So as you can already tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get the perfect snatched contour look at home for free with your own makeup. You don't have to go get plastic surgery. You don't have to go spend thousands of dollars putting Botox into your face, which is honestly just really costly, painful, and unhealthy. And honestly, the list goes on. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to just get beautiful contoured face. Does that make sense? A beautiful contoured face at home with your own makeup with products that you already have. So basically contouring, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm going to give you just a little quick rundown. Contouring is basically just giving the illusion that your face is slimmer in certain areas than it would normally be. So that's why a lot of people contour their cheekbones, their jawline, their nose, because you really just want to give the illusion of something that it's not, basically. So we are basically just living our best catfish life. So before hopping into today's video, I did want to give a huge thank you to every single one of you guys for participating in last week's Valentine's Day series. I really enjoyed doing those videos with you guys. I really had a lot of fun doing that for you guys. And of course, I did have a lot of fun doing the giveaway. So if you guys want to know how I completely transform my face and perform plastic surgery with makeup, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload new content. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you absolutely love me, if you love my channel. If you just love makeup, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And of course, and most importantly, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Melly Gonzalez MUA. So without further ado, let's stop chit-chatting and just hop right into today's video.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me from all those lonely nights and heartbreaks, and I feel misplaced.
So I actually got like these super cute no bend clips from Amazon because I really needed this, because every time that I'm doing my makeup, I always get makeup on my hair and it's really annoying. And I'm sure it's annoying for you guys too, to watch my videos like, Melly, there's a bunch of makeup in your hair. So I decided to get these clips from Amazon, and I'll go ahead and link them down below if you guys are looking for some super cute and affordable no bend clips. I'll go ahead and link that in the description box down below. And of course, we're going to be going into our Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This is my all-time favorite primer for those of you guys that don't already know that. And I did want to mention that before doing my makeup today, I did go in with my Tatcha Water Cream Moisturizer and my Vitamin E Moisturizer, because it is really important to moisturize your face before doing any makeup. So before we start contouring, of course, we want to go in with our base. So I'm going to be going in with the Dior Forever Foundation. I really do like this foundation, especially when you're doing such a heavy contour routine, because this is 24-hour wear foundation, which means that it won't slip, it won't crease on you. It has a 35 SPF, and it says that it is lasting comfort and care, which I can confirm, because this foundation really is very weightless and it just feels really nice on my skin. And I really like that it just has that SPF in it, even though I literally live like in the middle of nowhere where the sun literally doesn't shine. I'm kidding, but my beauty blender smells so good, you guys, because I just washed it and it literally smells like perfume. It smells so good. And I did want to mention that even though this foundation does look a little bit lighter than my skin tone on camera, it does tend to oxidize a little bit. So that's something that you want to keep in mind when purchasing this foundation, which most foundations do oxidize just a little bit. I would suggest maybe going a shade lighter than your usual skin tone, because of course, if you get something that is your exact skin tone and it oxidizes, it's going to be a little bit darker. So if you get something that's a shade lighter than your skin tone, once it oxidizes, then it'll be your skin tone, if that makes sense. So don't mind the color difference right now. I promise that it will all oxidize and blend in once we finish going in with the rest of our makeup. So right now I'm gonna go into this super itty bitty Tarte Shape Tape. This is so cute. I got this in one of my Ipsy bags, which I was really thankful for because I actually ran out of my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So I was really excited to get this in the mail. And this is in shade Light Medium. And I'm gonna be taking this underneath my eyes, and this is actually a little bit darker than what I'm used to because my other Tarte Shape Tape is actually a lot lighter than this one. This one's actually like almost my skin tone. I'm gonna be taking a little bit of my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and this is in shade Snow, and I'm going to be putting just a little bit of this over top of the Tarte Shape Tape just to add a little bit more brightness. Okay, and here is where it all begins. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to cream contour and powder contour. Of course, if you're just doing a super quick look at home, if you're a mom, if you're on your way to work, if you're in a rush and you don't really have a whole lot of time to go into a full detailed contour routine, of course, the easiest thing that you could do is grab some bronzer, bronze your face a little bit, and voila. But in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to really contour. So if you have an extra 20-25 minutes on your hand and you really want to add just a little bit more structure, a little bit more definition into your face, then you definitely want to go in with a cream contour, and then of course you want a powder contour over top of that, because that's what's really going to give you that extra definition and shade into those areas. So to do this, I'm going to be going into my Smashbox, and this is the Studio Skin Shaping Foundation and Contour. This is like my go-to contour stick. I love this so much. So I'm going to show you guys just a really quick tip here, because of course, obviously not all of our faces are the same. So if you watch other contour videos and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, her face isn't the same shape as my face, so how exactly do I know where to position my contour? I'm going to show you guys a super quick trick, and to do this you can use a Q-tip, you can use anything that's like a flat edge. Of course, you can also use a makeup brush, just anything that's kind of like a flat line. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it to the corner of your lip here. So I'm going to leave this right here, and since that is where it ends, I'm going to take my contour stick and I'm going to very gently put a little bit amount of this right there. Voila, that is where my cheekbone is. So I usually like to make a really small line. Sometimes I'll add a little bit more towards the back end, but I don't really like to drag it too much forward. All right, and we're gonna use that same trick also to contour our nose, just because it's a lot easier this way. Of course, once you kind of get used to where your cheekbone is, to where you want to add those lines, you don't have to use this trick anymore, because then it'll just kind of be muscle memory at that point. But I'm gonna add just a little bit on this top right here on my forehead. You're gonna take your brush again, or you're gonna take a Q-tip, and you're gonna line it up where your brow ends. So my eyebrow ends right here. So that's where we wanna contour, right where that pencil hits. And again, this is preference as well. If you're someone that has a much wider nose and you wanna make it look slimmer than what it is, you can take these two contour lines and bring them in a little bit closer to each other, and that'll give the illusion that your nose is a little bit slimmer. And just a quick trick here as well, if your nose is slim on the top, but it tends to be a little bit wider towards the bottom, you can take your contour and contour right here. And if your nose is too long and you want to give the illusion that your nose is a little bit shorter, then you would contour a short little line right there. So kind of like right there in the middle, just draw a little contour line. And then once you kind of blend all of that in, it'll just kind of give the illusion that your nose is a lot slimmer. This is my favorite part about contouring because I have a little bit of a double chin. Not a whole lot, but it is a little bit noticeable in some photos. I just blame it on quarantine. Quarantine just got me all messed up. So my favorite part about contouring is definitely going into my jawline. So of course, if your jawline is already pretty prominent, then you can of course see where it is. If you don't know where your jawline is, or you want to kind of have a better idea of where your jawline is, you're going to go back into your Q-tip or your makeup pencil or whatever it is that you're using. You're going to look at where the bottom of your ear hits. Where the bottom of your ear hits, boom. That's where your jawline should be. So this is where the bottom of my ear hits. So this is right here where my jawline should be. So that's where I'm going to go in and contour a little bit. And voila, those are the quick little steps that I use to contour my face with cream. So now I'm going to take a little bit of setting spray, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray Set. And I'm going to spray a little bit of this on my beauty blender. Just because the concealer has been sitting on our face for a little bit, so it probably dried down. So adding a little bit of setting spray to your beauty blender is going to kind of help dampen that up a little bit. So when we're blending out that cheekbone, you want to take your beauty blender and you want to pat it, but you want to kind of pat upwards. So you don't want to pat downwards into this area right here. You want to kind of push the contour in and up, if that makes sense. So you're pushing your beauty blender in and up because you're kind of giving the illusion that your cheekbone rests a little bit higher than what it usually does, to kind of just give the illusion that your face is slimmer. Voila. So you see, that's kind of like what it looks like. And of course, you just keep blending it in to make it look nice and even. Okay, and now I'm going to blend the top of my forehead. And when doing this, you want to kind of blend it up towards your hairline. If you're someone that has a little bit of a bigger forehead, you're just giving the illusion that your forehead is a lot smaller. All right, and now last, I'm gonna do my nose. I'm just kind of blending out here a little bit around my eyes, just making sure that everything is nice and blended. So now with my nose, I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little bit of more setting spray on my beauty blender. And I'm very gently, I'm gonna put the mirror a little bit closer to my face. And I'm very gently gonna start blending out that contour that is on my nose. A lot of contouring is really just personal preference. You know, just really contouring in places that you wanna fix. All right, you guys, so now of course we wanna set everything that we have done so far. So I'm going to be going into my Kat Von D translucent setting powder. I'm going to be going back into my beauty blender. Your beauty blender is your best friend every time that you're contouring. And I'm going to dip just a little bit into my setting powder. And of course, I'm going to take this underneath my eyes to set that concealer. But I'm going to show you guys right now what else I'm going to be doing with this. That's going to help your contour pop just a little bit more. So to make your nose look a little bit slimmer, like I said, if you're someone that just has a wider nose and you want to make it look thinner than what it actually is, you're going to take a little bit more of that setting powder and you're going to put it as close as you can right here in this area. So we're going to take that setting powder and we're going to put it right here, just like that. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I know it looks crazy right now, you guys, but just trust the process. So now another trick that we're gonna be doing to just add a little bit of more definition into that cheekbone to make it look a little bit more snatched, to kind of give that illusion, to make it look a little bit more structured. We're gonna go back in with our setting powder. And right between your cheekbone and your jawline, this little empty space right here, that's where we're gonna be dragging our setting powder to just give the illusion that our cheekbone is more defined and more structured. So take your setting powder and just drag it across, just like that. And you can do this as much as you want. This is preference. Just like that. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit just so it can kind of set into the skin. All right, you guys, so I've been letting this bake on my face for approximately about 5 minutes or so. So now I'm going to brush all of this off. And to do that, I'm going to be going into my Tarte face powder. And this is in shade medium. And I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this and kind of use it to start buffing out all of that bake. So now to powder contour, I'm going to be going back into my Kristen Dominique transition palette, since this is a all-in-one palette and you can use this to bronze and contour and highlight and brighten. This is what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be taking this blush brush by Equate Beauty, and I'm actually going to use it to brighten. And the first color that I'm going to be dipping into is this shade right here called Frothy. And I'm going to be taking this underneath my eyes and right between my cheekbone and my jawline. Now we're going to keep dipping back into Frothy, and we're going to take this down the bridge of our nose. And voila. So this is kind of the almost finished look. So since you're working with both cream contour products and powder contour products, you really just got to feel it out and wait just for the final result to kind of really see what it looks like, and then just go back in and keep tweaking in certain little areas that might need some extra tweaking. So now I'm gonna go back into my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Set Spray, and I'm gonna spray this all over my face just so that all of those cream and powder products can kind of melt together. And then I'm gonna hop off camera, finish my eyes, throw on some lashes, and I will be right back to finish off the rest of this look. All right, you guys, so I am back and I did my eyes, I threw on some eyelashes. I will link down below in the description box, or not link, but I will write down below in the description box the products that oh my Jesus, I cannot talk today. I will write in the description box down below the products that I used on my eyes. So now we are going to finish what we started. We're gonna finish what we came here to do. So we're going to finish contouring our face with powder products. I'm gonna go into this flat brush, and I like this brush. Like I said, I haven't used it a whole lot, but when I do use it, I always remember why I should use it more, because I really like how just flat it is and how I'm able to really target where exactly I want to put that contour. So I'm going to be going into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer to start contouring. And I'm just going to dip my brush right into that. Very gently start patting this in. And the reason why I like going in with cream products first as well is because once you start going in with your powder products, your cream products already kind of give you the footprint of where you're supposed to be going. So it's kind of a map. It really kind of shows you where those powder products are supposed to be going. So I'm gonna pat it in just like that. And I know right now it looks a little bit too much, it looks a little exaggerated, but we're gonna go in later, of course, and blend that out. So now I'm gonna do it on my other cheekbone. And if you want, you can look at yourself in a mirror, straight into the mirror, and just kind of say to yourself, well, I want this part of my face to be a little bit more, I want this part of my face to go inward a little bit more, to just make it look a little bit more snatched and a little bit more structured. So like I said, you can play around with this as much as possible. So if you're someone that's contouring for the first time, definitely do it on a day that you don't have to go to like a wedding or something, you know? So do it when you're sitting at home one day and you just kind of have some extra time on your hands to play around with your facial features. Just kind of get to know your face more, and just look at yourself straight into a mirror and just kind of think to yourself, okay, I want this part of my face to go inward a little bit more. I want to define this part of my face a little bit more. I want it to look more prominent. I want it to look slimmer. I want it to look skinnier. I want it to look more snatched. So you're really just kind of figuring it out for yourself. And now for my nose, I'm going to be going into, of course, a much thinner brush. And this is the Fluffy Eye Blender brush by e.l.f. And I'm going to be dipping this into my butter bronzer. And I'm going to be taking this down my nose. All right, now I'm gonna be going into this mineral powder brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm gonna be using this to blend out my jawline. So now when you're blending out your jawline, you wanna do this in circular motions because you really just wanna buff in that product into your face. And now I'm going to buff out my jawline again with the same circular motions, just buffing it into my upper neck area just to make sure that it all kind of blends seamlessly. And of course, we're gonna do the same thing down our nose, just kind of, and with your nose, you wanna kind of blend it outwards. So we're gonna start blending that product outwards very gently, kind of buffing the tip of our nose. So believe it or not, the secret, or one of the secrets to perfect contouring is actually going to be your blush and your highlight. Because right now, if I wanted to walk out like this, I could probably do it and it would look really good. But going in with blush is gonna help define the apples of your cheeks a little bit more. So it's gonna kind of draw away the attention from your jawline. And going in with highlight, especially on your nose, that's where the focal point is gonna be. So when you're taking pictures or when someone is talking to you and looking at you, you're really wanting to draw their eyes to the focal points of your face. So you're really wanting to draw their eyes to where the brightness is. I hope that that really makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it so I can kind of explain to you guys a little bit more what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna be going into this blush brush right here. And again, I don't know where this one is exactly from. I think this is from Target. So I'm gonna be going into my Milani blush, and this is in Tea Rose in shade 8. This is actually one of my new favorite blushes now. I actually reviewed this in my drugstore video that I will link down below. So you see, as soon as I already threw in some blush, my cheekbone immediately just looked a little bit more raised, and it added a little bit more definition into this part of my face. So it kind of helps blend this in together so it just doesn't look like a harsh cheekbone, but you're also just kind of blending it into the center of your face. So that's why I think that blushing is important as well, because you're adding just a little bit of extra color into your face. All right, you guys, now I'm going to be taking this blush brush by Equate Beauty, and I also reviewed this in my drugstore video, and we're going to use this brush to highlight. Now, highlighting is also really important when you're contouring, because that's where I said you're going to be bringing in the focal point that people are going to be looking at when they're talking to you or when you're taking pictures. So this is really important as well. And to do highlight on your cheekbone area, you're just going to create a C with these two fingers. So this is kind of where my C hits right here. So where that thumb hits, that's kind of where you want to add that highlight, and you want to kind of bring it out into this area here. So I'm taking my highlight, like I said, into this C, and I'm in my Kristen Dominique Latte Palette, and this is in shade Macciahtto. Like I've mentioned before in some of my videos, this is my all-time favorite highlighter, because look at that. Like, I personally love throwing on as much highlight as possible. If you're someone that doesn't really like a whole lot of highlight, that is perfectly fine too. I really just love using highlighter. So now we're gonna take a little bit of this on our forehead as well. And of course, we're gonna drag it down the bridge of our nose. So if you're someone like me that just has a little bit more of a wider face, you really want the focal point of your face to be here in the middle. So when you're taking pictures or when you're having a conversation like someone, I know that this sounds a little bit repetitive, but when you're taking pictures or having a conversation with someone, you really want the focal point of your face to just be here in the center. So the whole point of contouring is to just give the illusion that your cheekbone is coming inwards this way, that your jawline is coming upwards this way, because it's going to make your face look a lot more lifted. It's going to add lift into your face. It's going to make your face look slimmer. And of course, you know, if you have a bigger forehead, you're going to want to contour this area here just to kind of add a little bit more of that shade here on this top part of your head. So now to finish off the rest of this look, you guys, I'm going to of course throw on some lips. So to do this, I'm going to be going into my Ultimate Color Sensational matte lipstick, and this is by Maybelline, and this is in the shade 699 More Buff. So I'm going to be going into this on my lips. And to completely set this look, I'm going to be going into my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray. But before I do that, I just remembered something. I'm going to be taking this powder brush by e.l.f. and I'm going to completely finish buffing out this look. I am a huge blender. I absolutely love blending. I hate seeing harsh lines on my face. So every time that I finish a makeup look, especially like this one that we threw in a lot of product, I definitely want to make sure that it is blended out as much as possible. So I'm just taking this powder brush to just finish blending out this look. Okay, so now that we finished buffing that out, we're gonna go into our setting spray and just set this look. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed learning how to contour with me today. A lot of the tips and tricks that I showed you guys in this video are pretty universal, but as I said in the video, play with your face a little bit. Play around with the makeup, play around with contouring and highlighting, kind of getting to know what parts of your face you want to brighten, what parts of your face you want to throw in a little bit more shade. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you absolutely love this look as much as I do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.